So today I'm going to talk about the top things I dislike about the Caterpillar 299 D3. And I think that overall this is a great machine, but there are a few things that I don't like about it, and so I'm going to kind of go through those today. But first of all, one of the biggest things that I talked to my sales rep about when I first got the machine was the bucket tilt. To me, I would like the bucket to roll back a little bit more, and but it's still, you know, I just think a few degrees of the bucket rolling back would be helpful in terms of you know, keeping more of a load in there and keeping the bucket down low. But the caveat to that is, and he discussed this with me, was the Caterpillar engineers felt like it would be better for the bucket to tilt forward more and have more forward tilt. And to be honest with you, after using the machine and getting more used to it, using the skeleton bucket and several things, I do like the fact that I can tilt the bucket more forward, because I can roll the bucket forward and really scrape up a lot of roots and things like that with it. Now I can see what I'm doing with that skeleton bucket, and I absolutely love that that feature about it. Just being able to roll the teeth back toward the tracks, and they don't go so far back with that bucket that they get into the tracks, but they'll roll back, and you can easily push material up and kind of sift out things with the skeleton bucket. So it's kind of a love-hate thing with me. But it's one of the things that initially bothered me the most about the machine. The other thing is the fact that the machine is so tippy. So when I start, and you can see I've got the weights on the back of it, so I've got the additional weight kit on the back of it. But when I start picking up some big heavy logs and stuff, and so this area here, you guys can see where we're working. We're getting ready to do the barn here, hopefully soon. But and this is where I did my 20-hour review and my 100-hour review. I do a lot of videos once I get up here, but anyway, so this was all covered in trees, and some of them were big trees, and so I've been using, you can see this pile of logs back in the distance, hopefully. But you know, we've had the Bobcat T300 up here, and it seems like I can pick up more weight with it and more logs with the grapple at one time than I can the Caterpillar, and it's more stable. So so I appreciate that about the T300, that it just seems more stable when you've got a bunch of logs on there. But the other thing is, going back to the positive about it, you know, I talked to my sales rep about that as well. And he said, you know, the main reason is the suspension, which it makes sense. I mean, you're loading and unloading this suspension, and so it wants to give that tippy feeling. And so in doing so, you know, it does. The front end kind of sags a little bit. I think I mentioned before in one of the videos, you can do a lockout kit, and Caterpillar offers that lockout kit. And I'm not sure what it costs or how you do it, but there is a system that will lock the suspension out and give it more of a fixed ride to take that tippiness out. But to me, it's not worth it. I'd rather take one less log and just have a much smoother, much more enjoyable ride, because this machine rides so much smoother than other machines out there. And I'm not comparing this to like the ASV, because I've not had a chance to operate one of those, but I've read too many reviews that those are the smoothest riding machines on the market. But based on the other machines, I think Caterpillar is definitely in second place. So let's see here, moving on to the next thing. We talked about the cup holder. I wish there was another cup holder. I put this insert in mine because the cup holder's tiny. So I put an insert in so I can put a big water jug in there. And I would like some more storage in the cab as well. Maybe some more pockets to put things in there. But the cup holder, I think, could be improved in the amount of storage in the cab. Let's see here, what else? You know, when it comes to operating the machine, let's get in here. The engine compartment will get, you know, it seems like the coolant will spill out for some reason, even though I've done the 3 clicks and everything like it says, but it'll spill out and it makes a muddy spot here, and that's something that you have to deal with, just kind of keep that clean. But it will get a little muddy right there, and because the coolant kind of spills out. And another thing that bothered me about it when I first got the machine was the hydraulic noise. But I talked to the cat dealership, we discussed that, and I'm probably going to put that in another video, but they did some things for me to fix that. So we kind of got rid of the hydraulic noise, and that's you know, really quietened the cab down a lot, because the cab was really quiet to begin with. The motor's quiet, but wasn't a lot of noise in there to begin with. But you would hear a hydraulic whine from the tracks. Now we get to probably the most annoying thing to me, and that's going to be cleaning this machine up. I really like keeping the machine clean. I think it looks, you know, pretty good to have 500 hours on it with the way that I've been, you know, up here, you know, doing forestry work with it. I mean, in terms of just using that brush cutter. I've also been using the mulching head some, and just working in the woods a lot, cleaning all this stuff out. I mean, right now it's fall, and you can see the leaves are off the trees, but I mean, you can see it's, you know, this whole property's been just covered in brush, and I've been trying to get all this cleaned out and ready to go. But man, when it comes to drains, the cleanup is not bad, but let's see if we can get under here and you can see. But you can see the bolt holes up there, and there's a couple bolts, and so you've got 2 drains on the side, on each side, and then there's one in the middle. And right here, you've got a little hole, and the same thing on the other side. But the problem is, when you're cleaning this machine up, those drains are not oriented in a way that's really conducive to draining the machine out. You know, it's like the drains need to be bigger and at the back or the front of the machine, to where you can park it on a slope and you can really hose it out. Just a drain out in the middle of no man's land is not very helpful unless it's, you know, pitched or sloped to that area. And I can't really put any positive spin on that. I think that's something that really needs to be addressed, and it would make it just so much easier to clean the machine out. But so those are the things that I dislike the most about my Caterpillar. And thanks for watching these videos. I hope you guys will subscribe, and I'll keep making some content. Have a great day. Thanks.